Right, I'm getting some of my potato pots filled up this morning. What I did was the other day is I used 3 big double handfuls and put compost in here, so it's roughly a quarter full at the moment, and then I've just sprinkled a handful of bloodfish and bone on top. Now I hope you can see that. But all I'm going to do now is just mix that up, mix that in, just like so, and it's about knuckle deep. That's how deep we are in that pot. 2 tubers, they're only very slightly chitted, it doesn't matter, they're main crop. And I'm just going to settle them mid compost and cover them. So that's done on that one. I'll do this one, mix that up, 2 tubers, settled mid compost, and then just covered up. Now what I'm going to do from there is I've got a great big barrow of compost out the front there, another couple of double handfuls on top, and then just leave them in here. I won't put them outside until at least next week. We've got frost predicted all this week. Incidentally, this idea came from Dan over at Allotment Dairy channel. I'll put a link into my description of where he's at. That's where I first saw it, and it appears now that everyone's using it, which is brilliant because it's a brilliant method. You can use any old compost you've got as long as you put some feed in it for the potatoes. And as I found out when I did a trial a couple of years ago, don't try and use soil in there, it just does not work. You need compost. So there we go, that's it. 2 down, 13 to go, and then all the big containers. Right, I'm setting out the big containers for the potatoes now. I just thought I'd show you these. These are some big tubs I've acquired over the years, recycled, and a number of holes of extra I've drilled in the bottom. Let the roots out and let that get into the soil, and the potatoes will get extra moisture and extra feed from the soil underneath. So that's what I've done with all the pots where possible. These things here, I believe, are drain covers or chutes down to drains, and I've got these a couple of quid each off the back of a lorry, if you like. So they don't need any holes drilling, they just go straight in, and there we go. Okay, I have all the big containers in now. The variety that's going in them this year is one called Kennebec. It's an American variety named after the Kennebec River, I believe. It grows a large tuber, which is great for baking potatoes, and it's got a lovely buttery sort of nutty taste. We really like it, so I'm going to fill these containers this year. We'll have a closer look at the containers, but you can see on the bottom left there of the containers, before I move the camera, there's a 30 litre tub. Now that's normally what most people grow the potatoes in the containers. You can see the size of it in comparison to the others, so I'm going to make a few changes this year to how I would normally do it. Now, pretty standard for these 30 litre tubs, you can just see in bottom left here, is for 2 tubers in it. And when you look at the size of it in comparison to the others, I think there's a lot more room for moving. And what I've done over the last couple of years is I've tested with various numbers of tubers in these bigger buckets, and I think I've got to an idea now of how much one plant, how much space it will take up in a container, how much is the maximum amount of tubers you can get from it. And I'm now thinking that although these first couple here I think could probably take 4, I'm going to put 3 in just to test a little theory I've got working. These big ones I'm going to put 5 in, and these 2 big ones 4. Now these are 100 litre tubs basically, because they're at the bottom of 200 litre barrels. And these drain things I mentioned I'm going to be putting 3 in each of those, I think. Or I might do a comparison. I might do half with 2 and half with 3 and see where we go. So, but anyway, I'm certainly going to be planting more tubers in these than I have previously. So there we go, that part's done. Right, so I'm done here for now. The pots, incidentally, that are in the small tunnel will come up to that stick there in that bed, and then the rest of this I'll be planting spuds as normal in the ground, and the same with this one and the rest of this one. So much for not planting in the ground this year, Steve. So that's it for this one now. We've got frost predicted for the rest of this week, only mild ones, so I'll be looking to put the spuds in at the end of this week into next week. So that's it, wrap this one up for now, and thanks for watching and stay safe. Cheers.